We have gained over 28,000 subscribers in the last year, and a large percentage of the way people find our channel and videos is through YouTube search. Meaning when they type in a keyword such as how to increase Facebook engagement, our video is the first to appear organically in the search results, and that is how they discover our videos and channel. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact steps we take with every video we make to optimize them and rank them so that you can start seeing the same results with your videos. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Brandy with Life Marketing, the digital marketing agency with a mission to help small businesses grow. I've got an important video for you today, but before we get started, please go ahead and like it for me, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of our business growing videos that we put out every single week. All right, so I've got a 6-step process prepared for you that will take you from zero to having a fully optimized and ranking YouTube video. We'll cover each step thoroughly, but a common theme that you'll see throughout the process is YouTube keyword research. So let's define what that means really quickly. YouTube keyword research is the process of determining which keywords are being searched for the most by your target audience as they relate to your business. So for example, if you sell knitting supplies, you might want to know how often how to knit a sweater is searched on YouTube, because if it's a lot, that may be worth making a video around to attract qualified eyeballs to your channel and brand. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's just go ahead and get into my 6 steps. Step number 1 is to make a list of keywords or search terms that people are searching for on YouTube. There are a couple ways you can do this. One tool we use is Keyword Tool. It's one of the few tools out there that allows you to do keyword research for both Google and YouTube. Continuing with our example from before, let's say that we want to see how many people are typing in how to knit on YouTube. You'd make sure YouTube is the search engine selected and type that keyword into the search bar. It will show you how many times that keyword is searched a month, as well as some variations of it to consider. For instance, you could make several videos out of this topic. You can make a video on how to knit for beginners, how to knit cast on versus cast off, how to knit a scarf, and how to knit a blanket. You can make another video on how to knit a blanket for beginners, and the list goes on. Our general rule of thumb is we aim to make videos for topics that have a search volume of 1,000 or more, but if you find a topic that has a search volume of, let's say, 800 or so, and it's trending upwards, now may be a good time to jump in and be the first to make a great video on that topic and take advantage of the traffic starting to come in on that search term. The other thing that's important to look at within Keyword Tool is the competition. It will tell you if it's high, medium, or low, meaning it will tell you if there are a ton of other accounts making videos about this same topic, a few, or very little. The jackpot would be to find a topic that's relevant to your niche, that's got a high search volume with low competition. But that's not usually the case in what you find. Usually, if the search volume is pretty high, the competition for it is going to be medium or high, which is okay. You'll just need to compensate for that with what you include in your video, which we'll get into a little bit more later. Now, Keyword Tool is not free. It is a paid software that we use. So you can check out pricing on their website if you're interested to see which plan would work best for you. And no, this video is not sponsored. We just genuinely like and use this tool. Another tool I have to mention that we use a lot in this process is vidIQ. They have free and paid plans that you can choose between based on what you need, and we use them for several things which you will see throughout the remainder of this video. But one of the things that I like about them is that they have an extension for Google Chrome and Firefox, making their tools really accessible and quick and easy to use to grab the info I need whenever I need it. I'm one of those people that has a million tabs open on the computer at all times, and it is an organized mess. I know exactly where each tab is and what is on it, so no shame, but hence I love a good extension. Looking at my screen here, I've got the extension installed, so when I search how to knit for beginners on YouTube, there's a lot of information that automatically populates from vidIQ. So this tool will also show you the competition level for the search term and give you some stats about the video that's got the highest views for this search term. Then if you click into one of the top ranking videos, it will automatically populate some more information for you to look into. But before we get too ahead of ourselves again, let's move on to step number 2, which is to scope out the existing top ranking videos. To do this, you'll want to open an incognito browser and make sure that you are not signed in to Google or YouTube. You don't want your personal algorithm bias playing a role in the search results here. You'll want to type in the keyword you want to research and take note of the top ranking videos there. You'll notice that it's not always the videos with the most views that take the top spots. And that's because YouTube SEO and how you optimize your video is a big deal. You'll want to watch the top ranking videos for these 3 things. Number 1, to see what all they talk about in their video. Are they including any important tips in addition to the main topic? Jot down their main talking points. Number 2, to see what additional, smaller, yet still related keywords they're using in the video. And number 3, to see how long the video is. You'll then want to use what's called the skyscraper technique. We've mentioned this before on our channel, but if you're new here, the skyscraper technique is essentially where you take existing content and you make yours bigger and better to outperform the original content. So in the case of YouTube, that means you need to cover everything they cover in their video, in your video, and more, and make your video longer in length. The goal here is to make your video more appealing to both users and YouTube. You can accomplish the first by making your video more valuable to your audience with extra tips and content in the video, and you can get on YouTube's good side by making your video longer. YouTube is always wanting to increase watch times and keep people on their platform for as long as possible. So if your video helps them do that better than this other shorter video on the same topic, YouTube is more likely to put your video in the top spot. All right, and then step 3 is to write your scripts or prep however you normally prep to film. I know not everybody writes a script. Some people just sit down in front of their computer and go for it. But either way, you'll want to make sure you cover all the content topics you made note to cover in step 2, as well as include any of the additional keywords that your competitors did. Some things you can do to make your video a little longer or extra valuable is to include screenshots, screen shares, and other examples of you doing exactly what you're describing. I'll also link my video on how to increase YouTube engagement here, because there are some tips in that video that you'll want to implement in this step here when you're writing your script. All right, so once you've got your script nailed down and your video filmed, you're ready to start uploading. But before we get into those next steps, here is a quick message from one of our co-founders, Sherman.
Hey, we just helped a small business make over $1.5 million through Facebook advertising. And after managing millions of dollars in ad spend for thousands of different small businesses, we have decided to give away everything we learned to you in a special program. If you want to learn the blueprint to success, the best practices from some of the fastest growing companies in the world, and all of the different tools you will need, then sign up for our social ads training program today.
All right, step number 4 is to optimize your video for your keyword. When you upload your video into YouTube, you'll want to include the main keywords and variations of it in the title, description, and chapter timestamps. I'm including chapter timestamps in this because sometimes your timestamp can also rank on Google search results, not just YouTube's, if it's helping answer a search query for someone on Google. Google owns YouTube, so if you can take advantage of the traffic from both search engines in one go because you optimize your video well, that's awesome. But keep in mind, you still want everything to make sense. You don't just want to stick keywords everywhere for the sake of putting them in there. I talked about this in my digital marketing case studies video, but that's called keyword stuffing. And it's an unethical practice that YouTube and Google will punish you for if they catch you doing it. You instead want to write your description to accurately describe your video. And in doing so, you should be able to naturally insert your target keywords throughout, since that's what your video is about. All right, and then before you leave your description page, step 5 is to use vidIQ to add tags. YouTube says tags are descriptive keywords you can add to your video to help viewers find your content. You can utilize up to 500 characters when adding tags, so you'll want to be intentional in choosing them. If you have vidIQ installed, you can add a tag and then click the vidIQ icon to inspect it, see the stats on that keyword, and get other tag ideas that you can quick add by clicking the plus sign. Now, YouTube has stated that tags are not as important for SEO as your title and description, but every little bit helps, right? Why not use all of them together for one big SEO power punch? All right, and then the last thing we look at before hitting publish is the thumbnail. So step number 6 is to create a great thumbnail. Do not just choose one of the pre-populated options YouTube gives you from your video. You want to make one that A, is attention grabbing, and B, has your keyword in the thumbnail, because YouTube reads the text on your thumbnails. Did you know that? Because of that, your thumbnail can carry SEO value too. Another thing we do with our thumbnails is we actually run them through Google's Cloud Vision AI tool to ensure that we get all the green marks on the safe search component from YouTube's parent company. If there's anything adult, racy, violent, etc. that Google picks up on from your thumbnail, it's likely to reduce your reach and ability to rank higher on YouTube. And it's always good to just double check this, because in some industries, like photography for example, Google might flag your thumbnail for having the word shoot in it, when what you're referring to is shooting photos. It's a quick step you can take to make sure all of your hard work isn't foiled right at the end because of a misunderstanding or something that can be a quick fix. So those are the 6 steps we take with every single video we make, including all of the YouTube keyword tools we use to help us optimize our videos and rank. So what questions do you have? Let me know down in the comments and I will get back to you there. I know trying to rank higher in the YouTube search results and conducting YouTube keyword research can seem a little intimidating at first, but if you just follow these 6 steps and take them one at a time, you'll be on the right track to start getting more views, subscribers, and traffic. All right, you guys, that about wraps up everything I had for you today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell before you go, and I will see you in the next episode.